Taurus, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. How are you all? Woo, we're on the eve of this nodal shift. We've got a couple days out from this Cancer full moon. How are you all doing? I hope you're all grounding in the energies. You feeling the turbulence? It's been anyone who's being affected by the LA fires. I just want you to know I've been doing nightly prayers around this. I've been reading for some of the other zodiacs already this morning. I haven't said anything. I don't know why I'm doing this right now, but I used to live in that area. I know a lot of people who still live there. My mother's from the San Bernardino area, all of Southern California. I send you my love and my prayers. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Taurus. All right, we're going to be reading for the period of January 10th through the 20th. We're going to take a look at what you may not see coming. We're going to get some important advice from Spirit for you during this time period, and also what you need to ground in your emotions and your feelings. King of Cups, King Tide. So this is you learning in your emotional intelligence, making great strides and great leaps. I'm getting that. This is you embodying the fullness of your heart and learning how to allow the emotions to flow without getting too snagged. The card itself says, plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. Open up your arms, Taurus, and receive the flow. From a King of Cups perspective, there's a light being shown here. Look at the sea foam. It's like you're coming out of maybe some churning of the sea and realizing, wow, I successfully am opening my heart. It means that you've been healing a lot. Ooh, I'm going to take them all. Why not? Let it go. Release the past, forgive, soften, move forward. Like I said, exactly. I felt the energy of you softening and moving forward and doing a lot of deep healing work where now your heart's a little bit more open than it used to be. And now isn't that funny how even the imagery. So you've reached the King Tide, right? Where you've come out of rough seas. You've been doing the healing work to open, to let go, to release, and you're feeling a lot more of your emotional flow without being stuck in a state of grief. Why do I want to pet my plant all of a sudden? Like you're being nurtured by the earth, maybe. Even your house plants might really be something that you have enjoyed, right? I love my house plants. I actually want to get more, but I don't know why. I don't think I've ever wanted to pet my plant while I was doing a reading, but they might be deeply nourishing for you. You may need to get more plants. We have trust your inner compass. There's some sort of pinnacle of truth here with the pyramid in the distance that they're focusing on, some apex of truth. And as this, you could be out, you think of this, even this world you've been in. You come out of rough seas, you're all wet and soaked with all the emotional debris of the past. You're releasing, you're allowing the new dawn to dry you off. The foam of the sea is receding and you're receiving like this outpouring of love from the universe, and this mist is starting to clear, which is you with the light being shown on your heart chakra, and also more so, actually, this is your solar plexus, your inner compass being led from within. That's what it taught you. It taught you how to be more led from within. This whole journey you've been on, Taurus. And then we have metamorphosis, embrace transformation. Things are now different. You're different. And then the waterfall, inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. These are beautiful messages, Taurus. I feel like you've been on quite the emotionally healing journey. And you're arriving in a new emotional feeling of self-acceptance, of inner power. I love it. Okay. I wish you could see these, but they're really beautiful. Actually, I'm going to hold some of them up so you can see what I see. These are the first three. Look at that. And look at it's almost like your third eye chakra is being activated and you're opening. All right. I thought you'd enjoy looking at those. Now let's go into the tarot and find out what's going on. What's going on? But looking at the patterns of your life, learning from them. Learning from a fated ending, a karmic ending I'm hearing, of a cycle that was brutal. Wrapping up a cycle, the world and the Ten of Swords. Taurus. Not easy to do. Not easy to do. It's interesting. I'm also getting that is so bizarre. I'm getting a need to lick my lips and taste the salt. Someone was salty, bitter. You might have someone who's still bitter around you. that you just can't deal with that anymore. You can't deal with someone else's emotional state and their leftover hurt, leftover mad, whatever it is. Like also like it'd be pouring salt in a wound to go back to that. I'm getting that as well. They're really emphasizing salt. I would never taste salt on my mouth like that. That was weird. All right, let's go into now the tarot. And I'm drinking coffee. There's no salt over here. I'm in my last sip. Sorry. Some people may not like that, but I needed to, maybe you're trying to quench your thirst here after that draining experience. Oh yeah. Your cup is overflowing, and I think it's all you being happy inside. Emotionally healing. You find the dove of peace here that hits your heart frequency and says, you know what, I'm pretty freaking happy and fulfilled with myself. I feel like it has to do with you having healthy boundaries. Now, yeah. You're harvesting a lot of emotional satisfaction at this time for a job well done after ending a cycle. And, you know, you reap so many rewards of that around personal fulfillment. Knight of Cups is really you making yourself happy, nurturing and loving self. And you've got some, let's see what you're harvesting here. There's something you're harvesting. I mean, it could be lessons, but let's see if it's circumstantial, situational. Let's see what's going on here. What are you harvesting? You're reviewing. Seven of Pentacles as we look at something, we go, is it worth in me putting my time, energy, and investment into it? You could be considering, because you've gotten to a place where you're really feeling better, you could be considering for a lot of you a new love. Or should I open my heart to something new? And we got Two of Wands at the bottom indicating you're thinking about it. You're like, what do I want for my future? What do I want next? And if it's an ending around your career, it could be around you. What do I really want to create next in this new endeavor, this new enterprise, new project? You're opening up your heart to the idea of it. And you're looking at all of the time, energy, resources that you need for this new journey. Letting go of the past. All right, let's see. I think that the Seven of Pentacles has a lot to do with your Ace of Cups, which is basically putting your heart and soul into something that's going to create a lot of fulfillment outside of you. You know how to derive a lot of fulfillment from within. You know how to find balance, temperance, King of Swords. You've gained a lot of wisdom, a lot of heart wisdom on the path, Taurus. Let's see. Y'all have been in a good pocket. I think you went through a little bit of strife and stress, summer, fall, but it feels like the energy has shifted a lot for you. I feel fidgety. Do you feel antsy? I don't know. I feel fidgety all of a sudden. Maybe, yeah, you still want to, there's still a little bit of grief. You know, I think this final push of the Cancer full moon, it might be bringing up a little bit for you. Those last little bits and pieces. Like I said, someone may be trying to pour salt in an old wound, or you're still feeling a little salty about something that you're grieving. Five of Cups is the card of loss, what we're still trying to discard from the past, right? See how is it sand or water? I just want to see. I think it's water. Yeah, it's water. Water being poured, it's almost like, I'm getting that whole notion of, it was love lost, right? Our emotions went to waste, but it's never love is never lost. It's never lost. Because the love that we derive really is the version of ourselves that we saw in that person that we miss. Every love you ever felt was self-generated. Yes. Was it triggered by other people and other experiences? Yes, but it was a mirror. I know you can get really philosophical about these things, but at the end of the day, it was a hard thing to let go of. And you're acknowledging it. So you could be looking and going, well, I don't know if I want to open my heart because look what happened last time. That's this fear of loss before you even start, which is normal after ending a painful cycle. Two of Wands. It's like, yeah, but I want to have hope. I want to stay optimistic. That's here. Solar plexus. You're trying to gain enough confidence to like get back on the saddle. Get back on the saddle. Get back on the horse. Is it the saddle? I don't know. Your high priestess. She wanted to come out in reverse. It's like, Make sure you're really listening to your intuition about the past. It's still got a little bit of a grip on you. Make sure you trust your intuition right now. I wouldn't go against her. This full moon might be revealing quite a bit for you. Why did that come out in reverse? This could be somebody you're dealing with. Ooh, the Star in reverse. Yeah. There's something that you are discarding. Yeah, you're being really called to nurture yourself. You've got a connection that you've been putting yourself some space between you and this person. And I think you're waiting and you're only willing to nurture yourself right now, despite a feeling of nostalgia as you wrap up a cycle. I think it's been hard for you to close out a cycle. Very hard, because it's almost like you have to shift your beliefs about a person despite what your intuition told you. But are you sure it was your intuition or your wishful thinking? See, that's the tricks that our intuition can play. It's like we want something so bad that we think we're being led and guided toward it, despite the data to refute that. But we want to convince ourselves it's what our intuition is saying. Wow. Yeah, I think you're realizing that you might have been dealing with someone who maybe someone was doing this to you. Like, I feel like we're destined, we're meant to be. And you're like, no, that's not what happened. You didn't really show me that. You didn't show up in that. So it's a loss. So I think that you're just trying to purge the beliefs around somebody and the memories. And honestly, it does take time. I don't think we often give ourselves the time we need to really successfully resolve things in our heart. That person could be long gone and you're not engaging with them, but it takes time. I mean, I've had some of my deepest loves took me twice as long as I thought I needed to really get over. And it doesn't mean you don't move on and maybe date other people, but that person's still there energetically. You're still thinking about them. You're still feeling the wounds of it. So I think that you've been looking at all of this stuff, Taurus, and you're trying really hard to give yourself that deep, deep nurturing, taking on that role of giving to your family. Some of you are single parents, because I see young children here with the Empress, and you're hopeful about what's next, but you're kind of still waiting for that perfect wave, right? It's like, you may have had to pass on some opportunities. You're definitely thinking about something, but you're not sure. I feel like this High Priestess Star in reverse is your past person that you're still trying to release. But you're nearly there. I feel like you'll know if you're there, if you're not really holding on and resisting the change. Like, once you realize that person wasn't going to serve you and you accept it and you no longer are ruminating about it, that's when you know that you've let it go. But if you're still like, what if? Or maybe they will change. Or maybe I should try again. Then it's still unfinished. And I'm telling you, everything has its time. And we are eternal. So don't feel like you're wasting time or you don't have enough time. Like, it's almost like you're trying to convince yourself of a lie you told yourself from the start about somebody. And you kind of, fight and you wrestle with it. You wrestle with the truth and not the truth. The truth and not the truth. Let's get some advice. But nostalgia can be a very difficult thing. And I get it. Let's see. What's your advice? What's your advice? You're healing, hon. You're healing. Ooh, sorry, that hit the mic pretty hard. Knight of Pentacles. Be patient with yourself. You definitely have been, the energy's slowed down. Yeah. You're coming out of a period of time. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, where it's not the time to be. It's like you're visualizing. You could be doing a lot of intentional work around your healing, trying to get more aligned with your inner being, nourishing self. I think you're coming out of a turbulent time around making investments. I love this because it's like a new opportunity, but you're like, no. I think you might have been tested around somebody coming back, either last season or this season, and maybe even like considering, should I try this or should we go again? And because the Seven of Pentacles is often a card of reconciliation, and I'm seeing that you're not going to reap what you want from this, especially with the Ace of Pentacles. It's like, don't invest. don't invest, and make sure you really listen to whether this is your true wish fulfillment. And I think from the beginning, you're like, I know what my wish fulfillment is. I know what it should feel like. And this isn't it. And I'm grieving it and I'm accepting it, but it still doesn't mean I'm not nostalgia over it. And, you know, until you really come to a state of equilibrium, which you are trying to, and it feels painfully slow sometimes, be gentle with yourself. You will be ready to invest in something new at the right time. But this is indicating your spirit is saying, just be patient with the process as you settle back down after some upheaval. And it may not be the time to invest in something new emotionally beyond you emotionally investing in yourself and nurturing yourself. That's what this feels like. And I'm sorry, this dog's going crazy outside. Like I said, you could have like this nagging voice that's always talking about the past, about shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm not seeing like you've been having to enforce boundaries. You may not even be communicating with this person anymore, but it's just all of the stuff that's left over after something ends. As you opened up with the World and the Ten of Swords. 9 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles. You've got some work stress that might be spiking a little bit at this time, where there's some uncertainty around whether it's really making you happy and fulfilled. You could be in a time of your life right now at this new beginning of the cycle, Taurus, where you're really reevaluating what you want long-term for your own emotional harmony, your own emotional satisfaction, and what you want to nurture moving forward. Yeah, you're coming out of a broken heart. We have the 3 of Swords sideways. You're coming out of this spirit of like, wow, this like really, like when you get your heart ripped out, it takes time, you all. So you're coming out of this period where you're working on your wounds and your healing. I like seeing that because what we have here is 5 of Swords in reverse. It's like you're coming out of a period where you were having to fight for your needs, you know, maybe having difficult mental battles up in your head, replaying events. You're coming out of that where you've been under a lot of mental stress. And then we also have the Knight of Swords in reverse, indicating you're not going to be making any sudden fast moves. You're not going to be impulsive about anything. You're being very methodical and practical about all life matters right now. And it's what you need, Taurus, to really ground in your frequency, to feel like you're in a stable, solid place. And I feel like you're doing everything you need to stay grounded at this time. I'm just reading for a short period of time where it's really about you and doing the things that nurture you at this time and really releasing the things that, you know, maybe in the past where you maybe did things without thinking it through, it created more strife and it actually created a little bit more pain. It's almost like when we get wounded by something and then we come back at it from a wounded place and it creates even more emotional, you know, hurt. So I think you're looking at the way you've responded and other people responded to you and settling down on the energies and allowing yourself the space and time to process what you need to process in order to move from a more whole, healed, open-hearted place. All right, let's get some messages from the universe and find out exactly what the universe wants to say to you right now about all of this. What is their message to you? Taurus. What is the message to Taurus during this period of time from January 10th through the 20th? What is the messages from the universe? All right, we have got, don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. So it is necessary to experience the difficult times. That's when you will grow the most. There's always light at the end of a dark tunnel. Yeah. You're coming out of maybe tunnel vision around a certain connection that you've had to release, and you've been embracing transformation, right? Metamorphosis. Things are now different. You're different. You now have a new state of confidence. You're claiming your power, claiming your place, and letting these emotional waters flow, not damming them up. It's a process, and I feel like you've done a lot of purging and purification. Nope, I didn't want to come out. Don't lose sight of that, all right? If you didn't get something you really wanted at this time, if you feel stuck or feel like things are not going according to your plans, know that something bigger and better is coming. It's something filled with divine magic that could not come into your life if you were to receive what you're asking for now. Yeah, there's some sort of roadblock, but you know this. It's been blocked. And you could want something, you could have looked at it and gone, why didn't I get what I wanted? But you know what? It's because it wouldn't have worked. And that's hard. It's hard when you want a reality that doesn't happen, but you're being redirected. What is that God's protection is redirection or something like. I think I'm getting it wrong, but basically, when one door closes, another door opens. I could probably say a million of them, but Taurus, you get the drift. All right, don't lose sight of your own evolutionary journey and your own growth. I feel like you're right where you need to be. And it's okay to be nostalgic. It's okay to still have this grief process. Be gentle with yourself, all right? I'm sending love. And I'm sorry about the dogs. I have no idea what's going on outside of me. And that could be you, like all the friction you've had, all the inner strife you've had, and just surrendering it and letting it go, all right? Let this Cancer full moon wash you. Purify your emotional waters, all right? You might want to do some full moon releasing, energetic releasing. Like that's when it's time to burn, write down things you want to let go of and burn it, right? Whatever kind of ritual you want to do around releasing the past, I think you're really working on that so you can successfully wrap up the cycle with a soul contract. What it taught you was to nurture yourself and to put space and pause when things are not aligned and not forcing it to be aligned when it just isn't, okay? I'm sending love.